Hey, this your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 16, Episode 2, Hot Dogs and Hot Mics. I am thankful and grateful for all my subscribers. I have hit 200. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Anyway, so also, I'm just letting you know. If you are new here, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Let's chat a bit. Let's chat a bit, okay? I do reviews here, okay? And if you are returning, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right now. All right. Give me a thumbs up, like and share and subscribe and comment to my channel, and we will begin. All right, so the episode begins where it left off, where they upstairs in Shamia house, and Shamia busts out talking about Drew. Are you dating Dennis? And so Shamia said, Drew, I asked the question because there's rumors out there that you were holding hands and you were matching. You were matching, okay, with Dennis, okay? And so I was just like, ooh, that nasty. I ain't never. And everybody was like, what we in high school? What we talking about matching? So Cynthia in a confessional talking about, listen, she was like, I don't never want to hear that Drew was matching. And so she go down her list of men, right? She's talking about Peter. I don't want her to be matching Leon and somebody named James Michael Eli. I don't know who that is. Okay, maybe that's her new man. And then, but what the one she didn't say was Mike. I guess Drew can match up with Mike. Okay, her ex-husband. Yeah, she can match up with Mike, but but Peter, no. Leon, no. And whoever this James person is, no. But she can match up with Mike, though. Catch them teeth. She can match up with Mike. Because obviously she don't care nothing about Mike. Okay? So, Drew said, well, Porsha and I talked about it. And so Porsha was like, no. And so Drew was like, we did. We did talk about it. This, as far as I'm concerned, is a made-up story for this season. This is a made-up story. Okay, I can't get with that. I really can't get with this little story, because then Drew is acting. Yeah, we did. Okay, she acting, and Porsha is acting. Okay, she acting like she upset about stuff. Nope. I don't believe any of this, but we gonna continue. Porsha said Dennis invited her to Drew's party, her birthday party, but she couldn't go because she took her makeup off, and if she had to put her makeup back on, the party would have been over. Okay, because she already late. She already show up to places late, so if she had to put her makeup on too. Yeah. The party would have been over. So she did not go. So then the next day she said that you posted a pic and you looked washed. I don't know what the fuck washed means, but everybody was like, washed? Oh, what? And so she said, Porsha was like, so let me call her since she looked washed. And then Drew was like, washed? I mean, Drew. And see, she said, I didn't have any makeup on. Girl, they showed that picture. You had on some makeup. Don't act like you ain't have on no doggone makeup. You had on makeup. I don't know if she looked washed, but you did have on makeup. Don't God stop lying, Drew. Stop lying. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Golly. Stop lying. Okay. And Porsha was like, well, I meant like stress more so, but she going Drew going through a divorce just like Porsha is. So, um, and so she called her, she said, are you okay? And then Drew brought up Dennis. Mm-hmm. And so Cynthia was like, you ain't know they were working together? And so, then Porsha was like, no, Drew didn't tell me at all. And then Drew was like, oh, really? I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Oh, really? I mean, I swear, this is made up. Oh, my God. Then Porsha was like, let me preface it by saying that I don't care about Dennis. And then Britt was like, it seems like you do. It seems like you do. Why you so mad? Why you so mad? And so Shamia said, y'all came to the club holding hands. And so Drew was like, well, can I talk so I can put this to bed? And so Drew was like, I reached out to you many times. And Porsha was like, yeah, you sent a text. And somebody was like, that's not something that you're supposed to text over. But if she sent a text and say, listen, I'm gonna call you at this time, or can we talk? I got something to talk to you about. I don't know what the text said, but you can text a person. I don't think you should be saying all of this on the text. But you can text them to say, hey, when you free, I got something I need to talk to you about. What the text say? That's what I need to know. Now, if she sent the text and say, listen, I'm working with Dennis, is that okay? Da 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 da. That's not something you should say over text, but it's okay. Anyway, she said, I opened up for Tamar Braxton. Why do we care? And he gave me a whole professional pitch on, him, us working together and all that other stuff. And so she said she asked Dennis if he talked to Porsha. And he said, she said, yeah, she said, has he talked to Porsha? She said, because she ain't answering my text, basically. I can't get in touch with her. Okay, so you got to talk to Porsha because I can't get in touch with her because she ain't answering my text. And so Dennis said that Porsha gave them her blessing. She said he talked to Ralph and talked to Porsha. And Porsha was like, y'all should stop lying to each other about me. Come on, Porsha. Come on. That's stupid. Okay. Drew said Dennis was in the studio. He started crying because the song that they were recording made him think about him and Porsha. And so Porsha was like, oh, this was stupid. Drew was like, never for a second would I be dealing with your baby daddy if it wasn't for I need the money, basically. And then Porsha was like, are you done? And then she said Dennis can marry. She said you can marry, kill or fuck Dennis. Now you know that's a lie. You know that's a lie. Okay. And if she did any of those things, you would be pissed off at her. Okay, so you know that's a lie. Stop it. But she said you were an ambassador for Go Naked Hair, and you are a low down, dirty individual. Okay, low down, dirty individual. Because then she said, "Can we break the fourth wall?" And then the producer's like, "Break it? Yeah, I don't care." Breaking, okay. And she said, you asked Dennis to film with you. And he showed me the text messages. And so uh, Kenya was here. Then it was Brit, and then it was Kelli. So Kenya leaned over to Brit was like, well, is that bad? I mean, she is a whole married woman. And then Brit was like, well, um, she's married, but that is her baby daddy. And then Kelli leaned over talking about it looked like Dennis serving more than hot dogs.
You stupid.
Serving more than hot dogs. And so Porsha was like, you set up a photo shoot with my company, Go Naked Hair, without my permission. And she said, you are an awful slimy ass bitch. Okay. And so Britt leaned over to Kelli talking about, well, is this about the photo shoot or is this about Dennis? And then Kenya was like, I think it's about Dennis. they over there they got the peanut gallery over here. So he's serving up more than hot dog. He's serving up more than hot dog. Okay. Oh, and so anyway, Shamia cut this conversation short. She was like, listen, y'all want some cake? And so everybody go downstairs. Cynthia in the confessional talking about, listen, Porsha said Drew is lying. She said it won't be the first, second, or third, or fourth time that Drew has got caught in the lie. in a lie. So that is the truth, honey. You know, she a liar. And Drew in the confessional saying there's no indication why Porsha is upset with her. Is it the photo shoot? Is it Dennis? She said she all over the place. And that is the truth. She is all over the place because it's a made up story. Yeah, she all over the place because it's a made up story. So they go downstairs, EK and Shamia change again. And then they jump into the pool. Apparently, Kenya left before they jumped into the pool. All right, so it's the next day. Seatown Charles Oakley is cooking dinner. Okay, okay. That dinner looks delish, honey. Seatown, okay, Clevelander, okay. Listen. I rocks with my Clevelanders, okay. So Angela said, you know, he cooks and he cleans and everything like that. I was just like, listen. And he funny. Listen, me and Charles, we get along just fine, okay. She said they shared 4 kids together. She got 2. And he got 1, and then they share the youngest one, the 7-year-old. Now these some young ass kids. Charles Oakley is in his 60s, and he in his early 60s. And Angela said that she was close to 60. I couldn't find her age, so somebody know what Angela age is. Please let me know in the comments. I said because I couldn't find what her age was. But she said when she was in another scene, she said she was close to 60. So y'all got a 7-year-old and he is early 60s and you close to 60? Oh my God. Okay. But I mean, they in good shape. They doing their thing. I mean, you know, kudos to them, but I can't. I can't. 7-year-old? Oh no, no, no. Anyway, yeah, they got some young kids being their age, but they don't look their age, so it is what it is. But anyway, she said they met in Chicago, and he put her on red for 10 years, basically. She said she has a finance company that she finances properties and things like that. She got a bunch of properties that she renovating and that she's selling. And so then he finished cooking. That spread looked good. He had some barbecue. He had some Brussels sprouts, some mac and cheese, some baked beans, corn. I was all in it. Some cornbread. I was all in it. C-Town, man. Ooh, Lord. Anyway, so um, Angela's daughter was asking about Drew working with Dennis. And so Charles was like, you work with your ex-boyfriend? And she said, never. And then she said, oh, well, he was like, uh-huh, well, what? He said, the well always seemed to have water in it. These men cracked me up this episode, okay? These men cracked me up. The well always had water in it, okay? And then he said, have your own party. He said, let them talk about you. Don't talk about them. Let them talk about you. He said, don't be a follower, be a leader. I said, I was cracking up. I said, and then she said, well, I wouldn't want any of my friends working with Charles. And he was my ex-boyfriend. He was like, I ain't gonna be working with them lames anyway. I said, that crazy. These husbands, boyfriends or whatever is crazy. Okay. I said, hell no, I don't know what the meeting with the men gonna look like. Okay. But it ain't too many men. It ain't too many men, okay. And we got Dennis as an honorable mention because there's only two. And then we got Dennis as an honorable mention because everybody else ain't gonna be filming with their husband. Well, Kenya. Okay, so the next scene is Kenya pulls up in her 2022 purchase. She purchased white Rolls Royce. Then Porsha pulls up in her 2022 white Rolls Royce. Okay, that she was gifted from Simon. Okay, she was gifted from Simon. Okay. I don't know. Is white the only color that the Rolls Royces come in? Okay, because we had a white one for Quad, we had a white one for Shamia, we got a white one for Porsha, and then we have a white one for Kenya. Can we get a different color of a Rolls Royce? Why? What is white? I don't see the excitement about a white car. But I don't know. But everybody got a white Rolls Royce, so nobody will know who these people are. Anyway, so Kenya and Porsha meet up, and so Porsha said that after you left Shamia's party, we all jumped in the pool and stuff like that. And she was like, Kenya was like, well, did you push Drew in the pool? She was like, she said, I would never. But she said her main thing now is that she's filming with Dennis. Come on. She said she filming on my platform, and she filming with Dennis. So, but Kenya was like, well, listen, not to change the subject, but you were spinning the block and Rolls Royce that Simon said he repoed from you. That Simon said he reported. And so then she goes into Simon talking about Simon lied to her. She found out. She basically found out about his scamming when everybody else found out about his scamming on social media. And then she filed for a divorce, And so King was like, "You were his fourth wife?" And she said, "No, he was married 5 times, and one of them was a made up marriage." I don't know, honey. He a scammer. I don't even know why you didn't know. Oh my God. And then she said when she filed for divorce and everything like that, she was over her mama house, and Simon had some women in women in her house. Yeah, because the cameras, ding her phone, and there were some women in her house, or a woman, I don't know. And so Kenya was like, "Don't bring no hoes into my home." I agree with you, Kenya. Okay, she was like, "He's straight crazy," and then Porsha was like, "He's straight donkey." And then Kenya was like, "How I stop these notifications?" She was like, "Because he always on Instagram posting." She was like, "How do I stop these notifications?" I know that's right. So Kelli is trying to get a new location for her Nana's Chicken and Waffles. She got a McDonough location, and she had to close her Conyers location because her husband. Okay, we'll get into that a little later. So Britt, Edie, and Mike seemed a little off. He seemed a little off. I just don't. I don't know something about him. He seemed a little off, but maybe he camera shy. I don't know. But they're talking in their house. They apparently they got a beautiful home. Beautiful home. They supposed to be renovating it and selling it, and she can buy her dream home. I don't I think like I think these people are very they're trying to be grandiose, okay? Like, she had a 7 carat ring. Now she got a 10 carat ring that she's showing off, and it don't fit her finger. It's over here half the time. Okay? It don't fit her finger and things like that. And then this house is beautiful, but they're gonna fix this house up and sell it, and then they're gonna buy the dream home. What is the dream home looking like? Okay. And I'm just like, y'all, and then you probably gonna want something bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, girl, come on now. Anyway, so Mike said, "Listen, we ain't got no more money for the renovation, so we gonna have to do with what we got going on." Well, Mike, if you hadn't bought this 10 carat ring, and you would have left that 7 carat ring on her finger, you could have had some more money in the account. But we're gonna leave that alone. So then she said, "Do you want to have the baby in the new house or the old or this house?" And he was like, "I can't, I can't make that decision." He said, "What are you planning for it like that?" And she was like, "You got to you need to make some plans. I'm a planner. You are a person that throw pasta at the wall and see if it stick. You can't throw a baby at the wall. But come on now, come on." But then she say, this is what she say. She said, and then she said, Then her mom walked in. She said she wants to sell her mama house, and she want her mama to move in so she can help with the baby, cause she getting pregnant this year. So if you don't sell this house this year and you getting pregnant this year, then you gonna have a baby in this house. Point blank. Period. But if you sell this house and you get pregnant, you gonna have a pregnancy in a new house. I'm with Mike. I'm with Mike. What the hell you talking about? What the hell you talking about? Since you getting pregnant this year, we don't know if it's gonna be in the new house. We don't know if it's gonna be in the old house. And with the market right now, you just gonna be in the it's gonna be in this old house because you ain't gonna sell that house because the market about to crash, honey. They lowering prices all over the damn place. Ain't nobody buying houses because ain't nobody got no money. Okay, so so, but she said I'm getting pregnant this year. So Mike was like allegedly. And mom said finally she is getting pregnant. And so Britt said in the confessional that Mike has a 15-year-old son. He wants to be he wants to have a girl. So they doing IVS so they can pick the sex. Whatever. Whatever. Mike said allegedly you get pregnant. And so mom was like, well, let's go down into the sauna. Mike, you coming? He was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He said, I don't even like that heat. Okay. He said, absolutely not. And then she said, well, then Britt going downstairs talking about, Mike, I love you. He said, yeah, love is important. I said, what the fuck? These men is off the chain. These men is off the chain. I mean, and he was just like, yeah, love is important. I said, what the fuck is this shit? I said, hell no. Woo. So Shamia visits Shadina, the surrogate for Shiloh. Basically, Shadina was diagnosed with breast cancer. So she had to have that baby, Shiloh, 32 weeks. So she was a preemie. And so Shamia feel guilty about her cancer diagnosis. And Shadina feel guilty about having a preemie. And so they, it is, I mean, it is what it is, And so Shamia said, but she said, she went through 7 rounds of IVF and she couldn't get pregnant, and then apparently earlier this year or last year that she had an ectopic pregnancy. So I can see why she wants a surrogate to carry her however many babies they want to carry. I would say y'all need to carry 2 more, boy and a girl. Yeah, and get twins, and y'all should be done. Okay, y'all should be done, or 2 boys. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, y'all should be done. Whoever carrying this baby, y'all need to tell her she gonna carry twins. Okay, and y'all should be done. Okay, because y'all want to be old parents like Angela and Charles. Yeah, y'all should have 2 boys. That's what it is. Because y'all got 2 girls. Y'all should have 2 boys, and y'all should be done. Deuces, whoever carrying that baby, just tell her she gonna carry for 2. She gonna carry twins, and y'all should be done. Shit, Anyway, because y'all don't want to be with old parents. Okay, anyway, Britt and Kelli meet up in Kelli townhouse. Britt said they met about a year ago through mutual friends. Y'all met during taping. Y'all ain't the best of friends. Y'all ain't, I don't believe that either. Y'all met during taping. Okay. Don't act. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help. Okay. Stop it. Anyway, and what the hell, Brittany? Britt she got these little 2 ponytails. And you know what? Toya said that everybody had a bunch of fillers, and she said Lil Kim. What she said? Yeah, she said Lil Kim. So I think that's Britt and Kelli. Lil Kim, and she said and Nicki Minaj. And you know what? When she looked I said she do look kind of like Nicki Minaj, especially with these little ponytails right here. So anyway, so Kelly was like, y'all planning a wedding? And she was like, yeah, because we went to courthouse, during COVID or whatever. And so Kelly was talking about her ex-husband. He stole $500,000 out of her company's account. So basically that was it. And that's probably the reason why she had to close that Conyers location, because he stole that $500,000. And so she said her marriage was filled with infidelity, abuse, financial problems. She said the police were being called. She had to sleep in the closet. I feel for her, but she doing her thing. She doing her thing. I'm not mad at it. So Angela, Drew, and Shamia meet up, and so she said Angela was like, but Angela and Drew are there first, okay, and Shamia come a little later. But Angela asked, why are you working with Dennis? And so she was like, Drew said he came up to me with a business proposal, and she said, and if Porsha said no, then I wouldn't. And so she said, but she has to tell me that, she has to tell me why, I can't work with him. And she said, and Angela was like, well, she really did, at that party. She really did tell you why she didn't want you to work with him. And so she was like, no, she attacked me and she accused me. And she said, but Dennis said that he got permission from Porsha and Ralph. And then she started to cry, when she started talking about Ralph. And so she said, me working with Dennis is not to hurt anybody. It's to keep my family afloat. Because apparently, Drew said in confessional, apparently Ralph is taking large sums of money out their account. He asking for alimony. He trying to take a percentage out of the business. He asking for child support, And so she was just like, and she said, and I don't really need Porsha and Dennis baggage too on this, So I understand. I totally understand. So then Shamia come in. And so Angela just blurted out. She was like, she said, Shamia, why you blurt out, are you fucking Dennis? And so Shamia's like, oh, I don't think I said fucking, but she said, but it came from all the rumors. And so Angela was like, well, I'm shocked that you asked for Porsha. And so she was like, I didn't ask for Porsha. I asked for myself. And Drew was like, Drew face was like, mm-hmm. Angela was like, you being Porsha's assistant. And so Shamia was like, you coming in hot? And so Angela was like, so you didn't ask that question for Porsha? And she said, no, I asked it for myself. Weren't you listening? So they go back and forth about that mess. So anyway, that was the end of that scene. Okay, they left. You coming in hot. And I think it's gonna roll over to next week where she tell her she got a 1990 nose. And then she said, you look like Flavor Flav. Okay, that's what I think. That's gonna run into that. But anyway, so Porsha meets up with Dennis and a little play thing. Porsha and Pilar, little Pilar, she's so cute. And Dennis meet up. So Dennis said, I'm only. It's a business arrangement with Drew. That it's just strictly business. And Porsha said, well, she's saying something different about you. And I was just like, I think she said that it was a business arrangement too. I don't understand. But she said that you were her Lord and Savior and everything like that. And Dennis was like, what? And basically she said he was an angel on earth, I guess, because you know they making music together, and it obviously they got about 30 songs in already. And so I think that's the reason why, she said he was an angel on earth. So, because yeah, apparently they got good chemistry in the studio. That's what I think. So, what's I saying? So, but Dennis was like, listen, you had 16 marriages on TV, okay? He said that was painful. And I said, yeah, that was painful. So,
Shut up, bitch.
right, right. That was painful. Yeah, shut up, bitch. You had 16 marriages on TV and in People magazine, okay? That was painful too. But he said, I would never touch Drew. I told you, I told you that, and I told Ralph that. And so she said, but it's totally different. When you filming with somebody, you filming with my child's father. That's my territory. Okay. And so he was like, yeah, she said, so you filming with my father and stuff like that, my child's father. And so she was like, but Dennis was like, well, if she's using this platform to promote for promotion, and I got on that, okay? It's the truth though. If she's using this platform for promotion, she gotta film with Dennis. Is she using this platform for promotion? And then she was like, "You starting to piss me off." I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay. If she using it for promotion, so she said, "You starting to piss me off." Dennis was like, "I don't want to." I know that's right. Okay, so she said, "Are you willing to film with her, and why?" And so then she just got quiet, and then she sits down for a minute because Pilar came and said, "Mama, can you do something with me?" So she sit down, and then she started to cry, and then she walk off. And she go in the bathroom. She talking to production. She was like, "He don't deserve my tears." But you crying though. You crying. And so they leave, and they got a little hot mic. And so, so, so this is what Porsha said in this hot mic. If and when you show up with somebody else taping, it's gonna be a problem. So Dennis was like, "You tripping right now." You tripping right now, okay? And then she was just like, "I can't count on nobody. I can't count on nobody." Girl, stop. 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 That was the end of the episode, man. She got my nerve. Anyway. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Bye.